This one's for all my fall lovers. Grab your henna cones because today I'm going to show you some great fall decoration ideas. But before we begin, I'm going to show you exactly what we'll be needing. The first thing you will need, of course, is a pumpkin, and I decided to go with a white one because I wanted to use an actual henna cone that I had laying around in order to decorate it completely. My thought process behind it was to do a bunch of big florals in different parts of the pumpkin all the way around, and then to kind of connect them with chains and vines, which you will see later. But I felt like this was a great way to practice everything that we've been going over, especially different petals, how to do different shading, and different techniques for mandala creations. As you can see here, this is somewhat of a floral mandala, and I'm just kind of keeping it simple and sweet because this is a very large pumpkin. So as you can see here, I have slightly turned the pumpkin, and instead of going up with the design, I went down. So my thought process behind this was basically as I turn the pumpkin, I'll do one flower bunch up, one flower bunch down, one flower bunch up, and then eventually I'll kind of connect it with this like flowing vine and some chains just to kind of link them all together. This is a great way to get some practice in, especially if you have a old cone just kind of lying around in the back of your freezer that you've kind of forgotten about. This is a good way to kind of get a second use out of it. And also if you have a cone, because this is kind of common, sometimes maybe you'll be working on someone and then you'll have like an extra cone that you didn't end up using, and sometimes you could forget to put it right back in the freezer and maybe you leave it out for a couple days. The stain probably won't be as potent anymore, so having little projects like this that you can kind of do just so that you feel like you're not wasting henna, because that's a common thing that I always get comments on. People, especially when I'm practicing with real henna on either the acrylic hand or even on paper, people always think that it's a waste of henna, but I don't think it is, honestly. I feel like, you know, it takes very much a consistent and steady practice, and sometimes you're not always going to be able to do henna on yourself. Maybe you run out of space, maybe you don't have anyone that you can do it on, or it's late at night but you want to get some henna practice in. You know, you kind of need to practice very consistently in order to keep your skills up, because if you go too long without doing any henna, and then say you have a last minute client, or you know, you want to do your own henna, you know, you want to keep your hand ready and able to do designs when you want to. You don't want a shaky hand. So yeah, this is a great way to kind of get regular henna practice in. And again, I don't think it's wasting henna. So I just had to kind of go over that just to address that, because I feel like I might get comments about that too. But as you can see here, we are using it to kind of create you know, some decor, especially for this season. So I don't know, I feel like especially now that I'm seeing it played back, and once you add in the vines, like this is so pretty. I feel like I might almost want to keep this up all year round, but because it is a real pumpkin, I don't think it will kind of hold up that long. But honestly, I have it in my room, actually, kind of one of my only decor things that I have for fall, I guess you could say. But I am so obsessed with it, so I look at it every morning. I don't know, I just think it looks so cool, and the pumpkin itself is a whole vibe, you could say. From what I read, you know, pumpkins during this time is kind of like a symbol of abundance. So I feel like it's good to kind of, for me, wake up and kind of see that energy right there. You know, even though it's, you know, we're getting into the almost winter time, you know, things slow down. You know, especially if you're a henna artist, sometimes work can slow down. But yeah, this is just kind of a reminder that, you know, the seasons always change, and if you have, you know, you're feeling maybe down now, just wait, you know, a few days, couple months, you know, things kind of will end up going into your favor at some point, because, you know, this world is always ups and downs, and learning how to just flow with them, which is why I love henna. It's such a flowy art form. It just really kind of helps, you know, alleviate stress for me specifically. But yeah, so I hope you guys can try this out. I think it's super fun and it looks super beautiful. So yeah, I am just putting on the finishing touches. Here it is, all complete, and we will be moving on to the next little fun activity I have planned for you guys. So we just finished this one. It's still a little bit wet, as you can see. So we're gonna let it dry and then I'll seal it. But I wanna take a moment and show you this one that I did. So this one obviously is an artificial pumpkin that I got from a local craft store. And then I just put gold paint on it. And this is something that you could easily sell at a local market if you are setting up somewhere. And I just want to show you that you can kind of take your henna skills and put them on things that you can sell and that last even longer than henna on skin. So I'm really excited for some of you guys to try this out. I think it'll be a really nice addition to everyone that's going to have a little fall market. And I love how it turned out. So you guys let me know how you liked these ones, and then we're gonna move on to the second product. So next you will need a pillar candle and you will need some acrylic paint. I tried to go for some fall colors, so like a copper and raw umber, and I put them into an empty henna cone, which I will try to link below for you my henna cone making video, just in case you're not sure how to make it. But honestly, this is such a fun project. I feel like it's just so cool, especially if you're a henna artist, to use different mediums from time to time, you know? You know, we just did the actual henna on a pumpkin, but using acrylic paint is really fun. And if you did want to try to get some practice in, but you don't have any henna around, you can very much use acrylic paint to just kind of practice a little bit. The consistency is definitely a little bit different, but it's similar enough that you could definitely kind of use it in the same way. As you can see, I did a little bit of shading there. I would recommend though to get some heavier body paint. This one I'm using is Artist Loft from Michael's Arts and Crafts, and you know, it's definitely thicker than some of the other paints that are around, but I find that the Acrylic Basics brand is definitely the best for henna designs. But you know, I can even use an even thinner paint. You just can't really do it as thick, which I think is kind of the fun part, creating some texture with the acrylic paint. But as you can see here, I did a little bit of some fall themes with a pumpkin, some little mushies, but of course I had to add my chains too. Just kind of finishing it off here. And yeah, I think it looks so cool. Let me know what you guys think of this one too. Also, I got this pillar candle from Michael's Arts and Crafts. I will try to link it below. So we just finished this one. As you can see, it is an artificial one, which I'm actually surprised at how much I like it, because this little light here kind of moves almost like a real candle. So the benefit about this is that obviously it'll last as long as you have batteries, right? But I also want to show you an example of a candle that is with actual wax. So you can kind of see, I got one in glass, so you can design this and it'll last the entire time. It won't get, you know, burned, or it won't go away as the candle kind of burns down, which is kind of nice. But you can actually do these on real pillar candles made of wax. But with acrylic paint, you know, the design will basically kind of get destroyed as it burns down. So I think the best options are either an actual candle in glass that you can decorate like this, or an artificial one like this. I think these ones would probably be the best ones if you were planning on selling them. So if you guys are ready, we're gonna move on to the next decoration. First, you will need a wooden panel. As you can see, I went for a round shaped one, and I actually went ahead and painted this a slight orange color because it gave me fall vibes. And here is the palette and the paints that I'm going to be using. So I am first going in with gold, and I first kind of did a, just a general cursive shape, but now I'm going in and just thickening it up and filling it in. That way I can give it more of a calligraphy type of feeling to this. And I just went with your standard, I don't know, I feel like this is kind of something that you see a lot in decor during the fall time. Maybe it's a little cheesy, but it's, just hello fall, because I do love the fall season specifically, and I just felt like I was welcoming it in with open arms, ready for the change from summer. Let me know down below, are you guys fall lovers like me, or do you love the summer? Are you a spring baby? Let me know, what is your favorite season? I mean, maybe you love winter. I know there's some people that really love winter as well, which I do too, actually. I'm not gonna lie, but again, I live in San Diego, so our winters are not very cold. So that could be a factor. So maybe if I live somewhere where it snowed a ton, I might not enjoy fall or winter quite as much. I do like visiting the snow, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure living in it long term might be a little difficult for me. But yeah, as you can see, I did a little pumpkin, and then now I'm going in with a nice little vine that I'm going to add little flowers to. And here I am using that off-white to kind of give some little details and some definition. I just felt like I wanted to add a different color as well, but again, you can play around with it. You can use whatever colors you want, but again, I tried to go with a somewhat muted kind of autumn feel color palette, I guess you could say. Let me know if you guys think it gives fall. But yeah, so I'm just going in and kind of creating some different little flowers, some big ones, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the actual vines with that brown again. And yeah, I definitely feel like having this contrast from dark and light kind of offsets the gold. But yeah, let me know if you guys try this and what color palette you guys are gonna use. Again, I want to say this is a perfect way to get in some practice, and if you are a henna artist, you can easily create really cool pieces on wood. Especially, I really love the wood as a canvas, and you can take this to winter markets, you can take this to fall markets. I feel like it's really, really good to kind of have different streams of income as a henna artist, specifically because our work is very seasonal. Spring and summer is probably the busiest. Fall and winter can kind of slow down, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Like, I feel like you can use your skills as a henna artist, as I've already mentioned, to kind of create different products for yourself. And that is kind of the goal of this video for you guys. I just hope that I can inspire you to create some more and to create a better life and future for yourself. So here it is, all finished. I absolutely love the shininess of the gold. I love the pumpkin, the flowers. Please, please, please let me know if you enjoyed this video by sharing it with a friend, by commenting, by leaving a like. And yeah, I hope to see you guys very, very soon in the next one.